Okay, the next checkpoint, if I look at my checklist over here, so we turned, headed toward the NDB. So 290 for 23 nautical miles. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to go to this instrument here, which is the VFR, and I'm going to set this to 290. Okay, we're almost, whoops, that's 291. Okay, so that says we're almost there. So this says 289. We may have just passed it. So that's our first checkpoint. So we're right on. That was supposed to be 290 for 23. And, well, maybe we're not quite there yet. Let's see. 289, there we are, 290. And the 23.7, it'll probably get down to about the 23.7 range. It's 24.4 over here on the indicator, so we're just getting close to it. And so that may have been 289 instead of 290. Let me switch that back. Okay, so there's 290, and now we're at the 24.0 range. That's close enough to the 23.7 on my checklist. And then you can see that the next waypoint is 306 for 17. So I'm going to come back over here and change this to 300, and I'll get up closer to it. So there we go, throw 300, and 300, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 306, and we'll be a while getting there, and that'll be our next waypoint. So according to the checklist, 306 should be at 17. And if we're going to fly the procedure turn, this is how you do it. All the details here. 307 for 307 for 16.5 is about a mile from the runway. So I'll tell you what we're going to do today. This procedure, this checklist is flying the NDB if we had to. Since we got a nice, beautiful day out here, let's look outside and see what we got. Sure, still a nice, beautiful day. Okay. So we can estimate where we are by how the VOR is going. So at 306 on 17, I believe we're about 10 miles from it. The other thing you will notice here is right here, I'll bring back that approach plate. Okay, so you can see from the approach plate the minimum safe altitude is 2100. We're at 25, so I'm going to go ahead and descend back to 2100 feet. My speed is getting low. I wasn't paying attention to my RPM gauge. The RPM gauge, for some reason, I'm not sure why a piston engine airplane does this, but I know it does. I was just talking too much, and so my airspeed got back down to about 60, and now I'll get it back up to about 80. So what I'm going to do now is descend, and I'm going to hit the N button for the vertical speed indicator to go negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, not 6, 5. Pull the power back so I don't get sped up too much, and I'll descend to 2,000 feet, and we shall look for the airport in a while. So, I'm sorry, 2,100 feet is the min safe altitude. So yes, the min safe altitude in the upper corner of that map on the approach plate says 2,100 is the min safe altitude. So I'm going to add the power back here in just a minute. And 5 is going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and I level off. Add the power back in to about 2,000 RPM. We'll keep about the 80 knots. So because we're flying under VFR rules, but we're using IFR techniques to navigate, what I'm going to do is actually look outside like this, and sooner or later we'll find an airport. Meanwhile, we'll fly with this view until we get a little closer. So as you get closer, because we have good VFR conditions, we're just going to, instead of doing an instrument approach for our first cross country, we're just going to do a normal straight in and land. And we're not going to simulate calling tower or anything like that today. And we're making progress. Let's see how so we're at 301 for 19, 301 radio of Charleston for 19, 18.9 now distance, nautical miles, and that is just not close enough yet. So we're going to stay at 2,100 feet and look outside again. So what I like to do in VFR flying is look outside a lot. I can look to my right. I can look to my left. I can look straight ahead. I can pan a little bit if I want to. I can pan this way. I can pan that way. Okay. I'll go back up here. I can see out better here. So if I want to, this is what view I normally take, so I can see all my instruments, see what's going on inside the cockpit, and look outside. If I want to see better outside, I take the cockpit away, and I can even turn up the lights of the HUD, the heads-up display, and I see an airport. It's right there. Okay, so since I see an airport, I'm going to put it back to my airport view. I'm going to pull the power back, and we're going to land there. I'm going to turn off the autopilot. Okay, so you can see now at the bottom down there that the autopilot has gone blank at the bottom of the panel over there. And so we're going to now descend to land at the airport. Now, there's several ways to do this. I hope you've practiced how to do your landings and visual approaches. I'm getting closer than I want, so I'm going to do some S-turns out here to lose some altitude. And the other thing I'm going to do is get my airspeed at the 80 knots here, put down my first click of flaps. You saw the flap lever go down there, and that will allow me to descend a little faster. And we'll come back around here, and that will might actually be enough S-turns. I'm going to put a second click of flaps in here. I'm going to go to my other view for landing. Okay. And as I'm landing and coming in down here, I will, with my hat button, I'm trimming the elevator so that we can get down a little closer here. I'm going to stay idle. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to declare landing as assured, so I'm going to put the third click of flaps down. Sometimes that tree's in the way, sometimes it's not. We're coming in at a steeper angle. We never hit the tree anyways in the simulator. So you can see my speed is holding at 70. As I approach the runway, I'm going to start slowly rotating and let the aircraft settle on the ground around 45 knots. There we go. And we're here. I'm going to put the brakes on and come to a stop. So that's your first country flight. I hope you enjoyed that. And thank you for watching my YouTube channel. And please visit my channel again.